rest in the fourth quarter. I know they subbed a few guys. That's part of the game. No question about that. But we offensively, and I've said this, I guess, a couple of times. We had some stuff in the first quarter. I don't know that we could have beat them. I'm not going to make that statement, and get them all riled up or whatever. But in the first quarter, we should have been winning the game. You know what I'm saying? We got the ball. We had the right play on the first play, and we didn't throw the pass. It was a pass. We ran it. Okay, that's probably not a good idea. Do it that way. And then on third down, we had the perfect matchup that we wanted. We were going to go to Shane Calhoun on their safety. They gave us the exact look we wanted. We'd run a freeze play. We knew that when we look, they don't look. They ain't going to change the play, and we underthrew it. Okay? But then we came back and punted them in the hole. What a great job by our punt team. And we stuffed them right there. We got, 30 yards field position. So that's what we wanted to do. And we had a situation where could have thrown a couple balls out on the perimeter. We didn't do it. And then we got third down, and we got beat with a twist, and he got hit throwing it. And Jalen Johnson's open by about 8 yards. He's going away. He may score. If he don't score, he's down inside the 20. And, boy, we gave them 56 yards to go score, and they did it. So, that was a disappointing part. But we look back and thought, wow, we were right there. All we got to do is just do what we could do, because it wasn't a twist where it shouldn't have been picked up. It was a bust.
Coach, two quarterbacks, obviously, trying to get them reps.
Yeah.
But you got to go win games too. So on game day, what is that balance like? You want to give them opportunity to get into a rhythm, but you got to win the game.
Yeah, what we've had to do is I've had to cut back Raheem. That's where the first cut has come. In that the third quarterback's pretty much got to just learn by osmosis. You know what I'm saying? He's got to do it in the meetings. He's got to study it. He's got to come in, and do all the things like he would normally do. But he's not going to get to actually practice that rep, because there's not enough reps. You can't keep the rest of the guys out there, for 4 hours, because you need three quarterbacks to get all these plays, one to the left, one to the right, versus all the different defense. So the first thing I've had to do is cut him back. He's worked a little bit against our defense to stay sharp. Done a great job there. That'll help him probably as much as anything else. So we're down to 2, and we talk every day, and we kind of go back and forth, I guess, a little bit. But what I've said time and time is right now I think we need both guys. I think we need both guys, and sometimes we may have to go to the bullpen, and we may just have to do whatever, because it's a win business, and they're no different than the left guard. You know what I'm saying? When the tight end, everybody has to go earn what they get, and the quarterbacks are no different. And I think the players respect that. You know what I'm saying? That they have to go and earn that. And so right now, I've told each one of them, he's your best friend. You're his best friend. You need him. He needs you. Be a team player. It's all about the team. Pull for each other. You'll make each other better. Eventually, it will work itself out. And, it did not work itself out enough before the first game, and it hasn't worked itself out enough for the second game right now. But I'm not really concerned about that. Like I say, I haven't done it a lot, but we did win the Hawaii Bowl doing that.
With Mason, it seemed like early in the game he just wasn't throwing the ball with the conviction. We've seen it. Mental, or just him not being confident?
I don't know. I just blame myself in that I must have emphasized, don't try to win the game yourself. When you're going into that kind of environment, first game, let's don't beat ourselves. They remember what you say last. I think they remember what you emphasize a little bit, and he did. And I don't want to sit here and talk about him so much, but early, I thought it would relax him if we let him throw it down the field, because that's what he does really well. So the first play, he should have chunked 140 yards down the field, and he was trying to I don't want to mess up a little bit, I think, too much. And the reason that we made the change was just for that reason, to say, hey, we're not putting you out there just to stand there and hand it off. There are some RPO opportunities here that you're really, really good at. I thought we had the game plan set to fit what he did well. When he came back, then I thought he did that. I thought he was more relaxed, and he's kind of like, well, hell, they've already taken me out once. So, once you've gotten that first scolding or whatever, you've gone through that, you're better at it the next time. You know what I'm saying? I remember that. I got grounded, but the second time, it rolled off my back a little bit more. By the time I got grounded for the 20th time, you know what, they'd about given up on me probably. So I think that was part of it, you know what I'm saying? all right, let's get you out, let you look at it. Luckily Alex came in and gave us a little bit of a lift. But it was time. I told him at halftime, Alex will go first, but you'll go right in the next series. And so it did happen to go that way. But I thought he finished well. So I think we got some momentum there. I think playing at home, I just think second time around, I think he was. I think he felt the good from the team. I don't know what happened in the outside world because we kind of, made sure he disconnected to that. I hope he did. He seems like nothing's bothered him. But I know the team's rallied around him, and they've rallied around Alex as well. And, all that. That's what really matters.
Marshall had 7 Saturday and 5 against TCU 2 years ago. So how do you keep those QBs clean?
Well, we did a lot of protection, different deals. We kept some tight ends in, chip in. We did some different things, 7-man pros. We max pro'd a little bit. We tried to get it out of our hand quickly. That's our game anyhow. I mean, we're an RPO team that likes to run the ball if you'll let us have a chance, so we'll continue to do that. But, the offensive line is starting to gel. It's still not there. We know that. It's a lot of 5 different fingers right now trying to become a fist, and Coach Mogers is doing a great job, but we will do okay there. I know they were disappointed that Michigan didn't get a sack. That was a big deal to them, I guess. Sometimes pressures are actually worse for you than the actual sack is because the interception was a pressure. I wish they'd have sacked him. In hindsight, we could have punted. Our punter was on fire. That'd have been a lot better. As long as we kept, I think the pressure would have gotten on them because when you're playing that game, we played that Charleston Southern. You're not winning enough. All of a sudden you start pressing a little bit, and nobody plays their best, I don't think, when they're pressing like that. So we lost that opportunity to do that to them. If it had been 0-0, okay, it could have been 0-0 at halftime, we would have been winning, I think. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know there's a lot of people who would have been like, well, I just wanted you to score 1,000. Well, yeah, we all want to do that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what high school they tried to play at, but they didn't score 1,000 either, I'm pretty sure.
Coach,
Might have been Conley. I remember Conley when Stephen was there.
you mentioned 2 quarterbacks. How do you kind of take into account who's hot and who's not, and trying to bounce around while still?
Well, I think that part is pretty obvious, I'll say, in that who's moving the ball. It could be about who's completing passes. It could be about who's making runs, but it's really probably more about who's moving the chains, who's moving the ball, who's scoring some points. And so it's like any other sport. You figure out who's hot. Sometimes it's just the feel. You know what I'm saying? After so many years, you just can see it in their eyes. You can just kind of tell by their attitude, where they're at. And you get that feeling for this guy's, he's feeling it. Let's get him the ball.
Sorry to ask a hypothetical, but if your starting quarterback scores touchdown the first 2 drives, do you roll with it or do you get the other guy?
Well, no, I think that's a good question. I don't think you ever mess with the mojo. You know what I'm saying? Going into the game, we had told Alex, you will go. And we didn't say a specific series just because of that. Now, me and Coach had talked about it being the 3rd or the 4th one. Coach kind of liked maybe at the quarter break, which it turned out to be. And I thought that was a good idea. But, of course, we always, reserve the right to say, well, we just changed our mind. We're rolling right now. I don't think you take the hot guy out now. And the other guy would understand that because he wouldn't want us to take him out if he ever has that role.